Hello and welcome to Weather History Episode 8 on the perfect storm from October 28th to November 2nd of 1991. Before this video does start, this is proudly sponsored by Penrods Weather and Freeman Forecast. Let's get into major details. This was a Category 1 hurricane at one point, deemed by the National Hurricane Center as an unnamed storm, did $200 million in damage and killed 13 people. So before the storm, weather models predicted that a storm was brewing off of the New England coastline several days in advance, although there were many inaccuracies due to the fact that there just wasn't enough for the models to observe at the time. States of emergency were declared in Massachusetts, Maine, and other states. Coastal flood watches were also issued, and the National Hurricane Center did deem the storm unnamed storm. So let's take a look at the life cycle. The blue low pressure system that you can see there on the upper right corner of your screen is what will eventually become the perfect storm. You can see the hurricane. You can also see the high and low pressure systems accordingly. It's currently October 28th. It then becomes October 29th, and you can see the low pressure and high pressure moving out. They were significant because they did influence both the track of the hurricane and of the perfect storm. So there's the perfect storm now. It is green. Blue means that it is weak. Green means that it is moderate. And yellow means that it is near or at peak intensity. So here we are. First, it is near its peak intensity at this point. It did eat the hurricane, which was Hurricane Grace. And now it is moving towards the U.S. coastline. It then does weaken significantly as it heads south, and it is now October 31st at this point, before it does head back up north, heads for the United States. The actual center of the storm never does impact United States land, but this does have significant impacts on it. So here you can see the map, and you can see satellite versions of what's going on right now. This is pretty close to peak intensity for this system. This is November 1st, then does weaken significantly. It is now November 2nd, and it moves out of the way. Here's some satellite imagery of the storm. Alright, well that didn't take long at all, but I think that gets the general point across. Let's get into storm impacts. On the Massachusetts coastline, the storm produced 25-foot waves on top of a 4-foot tide. In Boston, storm tide was as much as 30 feet. The storm also produced large amounts of rain in southern Massachusetts, 5.5 inches to be exact. The storm had a peak intensity of 75 miles an hour and a pressure of 972 hectopascals, and waves up to 30 feet reached as far as Maine. And flooding and high winds left many without power. You can check me out on social media at Microcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. This is Microcasting St. Louis signing out.